we're a society of fads. Whatever is in fashion now, everybody wants to copy and do it. They don't care if it fits or usable or not. If they see one police department with a big name buying this equipment, everybody else wants to buy it. Whether it's useful or not, they don't care. They want to buy it. If they're going to do this, we want to buy it.
Thank you.
And as it turns out down the line, none of these things have any value. They had it for a while. Oh, that doesn't work. They just forget about it. So they carry more and more junk. Pretty soon they have storage space with all this stuff, and they don't know what to do with it. But that's the way law enforcement works. They don't have any consistency. They don't have a foundation to build on and keep going. There's no place to go back and check to see if this has been done before, if it doesn't work. There is no such thing. Where war colleges, the military go to, they study history of war. Every kind of warfare. What's good, what's bad, what's mistakes we made. And not police. They keep making the same mistake over and over and over. I always tell everybody, look, you go out and fight a drunk today, it's no different than it was 100 years ago. A drunk's a drunk.
Right.
What kind of sophistication you need? You're dealing with a drunk. You don't know how to arrest a drunk. If you get a guy that's having marital problems, family dispute, there's no difference today than it was before. Same heated kind of a situation. So crime is really not different. It's the kind of people that are in a job trying to deal with this that's the problem. Because you have people today that don't have real life experiences anymore. They're better educated academically. They can work on computers. They can do all these things. But they don't know how to talk to people because they're too busy texting each other across the table. So when you go out and deal with the average man or woman or person of different ethnic backgrounds even, they don't know how to talk to them. That's where the problem starts. You don't have the educated people to deal with everyday people. And so they depend on technology to do so much that when the technology doesn't fit, they still try to make it fit in there. Or if it doesn't work, they don't know what else to do because that's all that was given. This is all I have. Well, it doesn't fit. That's the system that's failing them because they're not preparing them for the realities of what goes on out in the streets.
That's beautiful.
How is a young person, 21 years old, lived at home all his life, goes to college, has a good education, never really had much of a job, goes into the real world and you're talking about people from all these different cultures, all kinds of experiences, different backgrounds, and deal with their problems. Well, he hasn't got a clue what these problems are. He doesn't understand the stress people are going through in raising a family or living in the ghetto. Never had a job. I mean, how do you go to community? The average officer goes and works in a big department where, let's say you have a low-income area, call it a ghetto. He's never been around there. He's intimidated and he's afraid to go down in that area. He wouldn't dare get out of his car and walk around. He just cruises around the fringes, and when he gets a call, reluctant to go in there until he's got a lot of backup to go in there because he's out of his element. He doesn't know anything about that. So I asked these officers, look, how many of you would get out of your patrol car in the worst part of your town and walk around without a radio? They wouldn't think of it. They don't even want to take the car off. The computer's not working. I said, what do you do without a computer? How do you communicate? I said, I know it doesn't make any difference to you, but let me tell you, there's a difference between my generation and yours. We didn't have radios. We didn't have all this technology. I like it. I wish we had some of this stuff. But at the same time, I look at it and say, something? Because we didn't have all these things to rely on, we had to use our head in the real world and function. I worked undercover. I never carried a gun. I'm in the worst elements and around. I got to thinking to myself, man, if they make me here, I'm dead. I can't even get out of here. But you start thinking on your feet. Your brain is going constantly. You're looking for all the avenues, all the potential. But it developed the human instinct. Where these young kids, they don't have a clue what that is. Crime is occurring right in front of them, or the threats in front of them. They can't even see it unfolding. I can see it. Hey, look out, this guy's going to do it. These guys, you see it on YouTube, and you see it on the Cop One. I can see it's going to happen. Sure enough, that's exactly what happened. That's body language. I can tell this guy here, he's dirty. He's going to do something. Sure enough, boom, boom, boom. Next thing the guy's got a gun to get shot. And all. Holy smokes. How do you teach that? The only thing that you can do to come close to it is more realistic scenario-based training. That's the only thing they can identify. If you teach theory in classroom, you can teach all these nice things. They cannot relate to what it really is in the field. That's why these things, studies by Grossman and all these learned people, they understand what happens to the human body under certain conditions. Try to explain this to them. It doesn't really sink in. But you put them in those scenarios and then ask them, okay, what did you see? Why did you do that? Did you see this? Did you? No. That's what happens. You get narrow vision under stress. All of a sudden, everything goes out. But you want to expose them to that to realize this is what actually happens, and then try to get them to try to improve their own mind and their own body so that they can see a little bit more. It's training. There's no substitute for training and real life experience combined. Training alone won't do it. You have to go out in the street and apply it. Oh, that's what that's really like. Or, gee, that didn't work so good. Oh, that one really worked good. I mean, that's what they'll remember. But you can tell them and tell them and tell them in training, it doesn't sink in. It's not real. So, but then, I understand that, but then again, you try to make it too real, and somebody gets hurt, and the department, oh, don't do that. You know what you get hurt. Because they're talking about man hours lost out there. So, trying to find this base now, they're using a lot of computerized things, for shooting and whatnot, and that gives you some sense of things, but even that's not real, because they know the guy's not really shooting at it.
You have some force scenarios.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So,
Have you played with that machine?
Yeah, I've tried it. It's interesting. It's fun.
It's like a video game.
But if you go
Except it hits you.
You go to other countries and watch how they train police. They don't baby their students like we do. I think we're one of the softest,
We are.
easiest going system of law enforcement. You go to other countries, you think, oh man, that would last one day in our system. You really get slammed and smashed and knocked down. I mean, they don't even want to drop people out of the physical training program because they're afraid of being sued.
Yeah.
Sex discrimination or...
They don't even allow it.
I know. Yeah. So we're such a permissive, easy society that it's just making our people go out there and live a lie. They're not living in the real world.
Thank you. Bob, would you like some?
Yeah, go ahead. They're going to bring more for everybody.
There you go.
Yeah.
I'm traditional.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Bob. I appreciate this.